afternoon and good evening to you all. Welcome to a brand new week of the Full 100. Today is Monday the 18th of January and it's a pretty shabby weather. A pretty shabby day out there today in the UK. Guys, today's show is about keeping our word to our viewers, and many of you have seen fake videos of deaths from the vaccine that didn't turn out to be deaths, and all of these people trying to preempt deaths and injuries when there wasn't any. And many people have sent me videos that I've discounted too, especially that come to mind. However, guys, over the last, the news broke at the weekend on Saturday that 23 elderly people have died from taking the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. We're going to look into that today, and we're going to delve into it because this is real news. It's not fake, and you're going to hear from you're going to hear about the dialogue between Pfizer BioNTech with the Norwegian government. You're going to hear what the Norwegian government has to say about it all. So, guys, without further ado, let's get down to today's show. So, like I said, guys, it's pretty shocking. 23 people have died. Now, I'm not being an alarmist because I'm not alarmed. The fake news, if you've heard about this, the fake news will probably tell you all sorts of crap. This channel is all about telling you exactly what the circumstances were. So as it stands, 23 elderly people died after taking the vaccine. They have put it definitely down to the vaccine. However, they've also put it down to the side effects that were probably too strong for the frail nature of the 23 victims. So far, they've only tested or autopsied 13 of the 23. So I'm not going to say much more about it. Take a look at the reports and we'll come back and talk about it on the other side.
In Norway, health authorities there are investigating the deaths of 23 people who died after getting the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. Now, context is important here. The medicines regulator, or the vaccine regulator in Norway, was quick to point out that all of the 23 people were already elderly and frail to begin with. So of the 23, 13 have been assessed so far, and reports indicate that common adverse reactions to vaccines, things like nausea and fever, may have contributed to the deaths of these patients. And so they're perhaps not expected, or that's what the health authorities there are saying. Pfizer, the manufacturer of the vaccine, said their thoughts are obviously with the families of those who have died. They say that they're working with Norwegian authorities to gather all of the relevant information. This incident is not alarming, they say, and it's in line with expectations.
Welcome back, guys. Firstly, I'd just like to say my condolences to, just in case they do see this, because we do go global, my condolences to their relatives. Having said that, guys, I'm not a scientist and I didn't study epidemiology or anything like that, but adding from what I've heard about it, added to what I know from being informed, it seems as if they should be very careful on moving forward on vaccinating those who are really at the end of their lives or really frail. These guys could have a week left to live and you vaccinate them and it just kills them within 2 days. That's what it seems like this case is. This is the Pfizer BioNTech one as well. This is a moment that I want to stress that even though I've batted off all the fake stuff around these vaccination issues, this channel is a truth channel. If there's something to be told about it, I'm going to come out and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to bring you the true version of the events. So all of those fake stuff that's been flying around, if those people actually died, one of the things I said to one of the people who sent that to me, I said, do you not think if someone died it'd be on the news? It's just plain common sense. Do you think that if someone died from the vaccine that these governments are going to try and hide it? How do you hide it? What are they going to do? Kill off the people's relatives? So they kill more people. One person dies, oh, we're going to kill off the husband, the wife, the children. the auntie, the mum, the cousins who are going to talk about it. No, it's going to come out in the news. If you haven't heard about it in the news and you only got it on your phone, guess what? 9 out of 10 is going to be fake. Fake as hell. So this is a true story. Of course it's concerning, but if you're not frail and you're not old, then it's not something you should worry about. Okay? So that's my take on it. Again, it's a take from a layman's perspective, as in someone who's not a scientist or anything like that, but it's from the take of someone who's informed and who always seeks out the truth, right? So guys, that's the situation. They've only examined 13 of the 23. When they examine the other 10, I'm sure the news will be it will be on the news again, and I will bring you guys further updates on this bunch of patients in Norway. So let's move on. Guys, talking about the vaccine. It just transpired in the US. You couldn't make this up. It just gets worse. It just transpired in the US. Biden's team are trying to change the policy, similar to what the UK has here, because the UK changed the policy the other day to, everyone needs 2 vaccines. So when they give you one, the policy was to hold your second one back until you come back. The UK changed their policy a couple of weeks back to say, no, we're just going to put it out there, man. We're not going to do every 3 weeks. We want to vaccinate as much people as possible, at least let them get the first one shot, and then come back later on when we get a second batch, you get your second shot. So Biden's government are doing a similar thing. So what they're saying, basically put all the vaccines out there, just vaccinate each person with what the dose we have, and then we'll do the second shots at a later date. So then they told the Trump team that's about to head out now, leave office, they said to them, listen, just put everything out, because when we come in next week, we're going to do that anyway. So the Trump team said, all right, we'll do that then. When they went to check the reserves, there were none. There was none. Trump's team have been lying that they had everybody's second dose in reserve. Picture this. I can't remember what the numbers are, but it's probably going to be on this. They've vaccinated about 6 million, I think. Yeah, about 6 million, I think, or maybe more. So those 6 million have had their first doses. What they were claiming was that there was a further 6 million doses left. They've sent them about 23 plus million, but they've only vaccinated so many. So they're saying all these vaccines, the second of each person, just put it all out. They said, yeah, we're going to do it. When they went to get these vaccines that these guys are claiming to have, they were all gone. What do I think? I'll tell you after this video. Take a look.
With less than a week until the president leaves office, governors absolutely furious after learning that there is no reserve stockpile of second vaccine doses after being promised there was.
Let me be very clear. This is deception on a national scale. I am shocked and appalled that the federal government would set an expectation with the American people on which they knew they could not deliver with such grave consequences.
I am just, devastated by these flip-flops on life or death items and the way that Secretary Azar misled the entire country. What we really need is a new administration. We need President Biden, Secretary Becerra to restore some competence and sanity to this, to figure out what the hell's going on, and if they have extra doses, to get them out.
It is not debatable that the United States did this more poorly than any nation on earth. They were lying. They don't have any doses held back.
Wow, this is happening as President-elect Biden lays out his own vaccination plan.
Guys, I think, you see, Trump's team are a bunch of thieves. They're actually a mini mob, a wannabe, mafia family, a wannabe. They're not. But this team are capable of anything. I truly think these guys have emptied out the vaccines because they're worth money. They're worth money. You have 2 million, 20 million doses of that stuff. And you could sell it to renegade governments. You could sell it to rich people who want it. You could sell it to your mates who know that they're at the back of the queue because of their age or whatever. These guys have the means to sell it. I truly believe that they've stolen the vaccines from the United States government, and on their way out, they're stealing more stuff. I'm going to show you a video now. Take a look at this, what these guys are doing. Do you know they're charging people for pardons right now? And everybody knows. The story's leaking out because it's just not, they're just not doing it in secret. Too many people are involved for it to stay secret. People that know the Trump family or got access to Trump are charging thousands of dollars to get that access. And then when they get the pardon, they're paying millions to get the pardon. I hear rappers are getting pardoned. So obviously rappers are black, right? So it's got to be rich rappers with cases. There's all sorts of people that are trying to get pardoned because they got cases coming. Take a look at this and you tell me what you think is going on in this clip.
So two things. One, I guess there's literally just a camera that's permanently streaming on the front door. But anyway, that was a bust of Abraham Lincoln that's like more than 100 years old and that is not owned by Donald Trump. Now, we don't know exactly what's going to happen to it, Brett. It is possible it's being sent to be cleaned or something.
What do you think? That's not normal. I watched Obama. Do you see where we are right now with the transition? I watched it years and years. I've watched when Bush was transitioning from Clinton. I watched when Obama was transitioning from Bush. And I saw when Trump was transitioning from Obama. No one takes statues. That Abraham Lincoln statue, do you know how many times I've seen that in documentaries of the White House when they're walking around? I've seen that bust in many documentaries. Someone's taking it out of the White House. You see, these guys are so crooked that even if you enter their administration as a straight goer, you're going to leave a crook. You will leave a crook. It's shocking. Now, my next video, second to last video, I want you to see a roundup of these guys' 4 years in government and the extra 1 year on top of his campaigning. So 5 years we've had of this guy. This video is going to show you how it worked, how it panned out. And then my last video is going to show you our recovery to normalcy. So there's a cheering up video at the end of this. Take a look.
Team at the Washington Post is still working through the latest torrent of false claims, but just before the election, they found that in 2017, Trump's first year as president, he averaged 6 false or misleading claims a day. That jumps to 16 in 2018, 22 in 2019, and at that point in 2020, the president averaged 27 false or misleading claims a day. Now, at that pace, the president would have surely exceeded, they said, 25,000 claims before Election Day. And here's what that looks like. 25,000 false and misleading claims in 67 jars. Now, we had to switch up the jars because the original jar was discontinued, but this is it, 25,000. I know because I counted every one myself. And yes, sure, this is easy to smirk at because it's candy. I get it. But the point is to show the mass of the deception and the lies that this president, the president of the United States, has just flung at you for 4 years.
We had the biggest audience in the history of inaugural speeches.
Do you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
They come in by a lottery. They give us their worst people. They put them in a bin. But in his hand, when he's picking them, is really the worst of the worst. Congratulations, you're going to the United States. Okay. If you have a windmill anywhere near your house, congratulations. Your house just went down 75% in value. And they say the noise causes cancer.
Shocking, isn't it, guys? Absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I mean, that is beyond acting. I mean, if you're acting, if you're trying to achieve so many lives, yeah, if someone set you a task to say, I dare you to tell so many lies in 4 years or 5 years, you couldn't reach that number. You couldn't reach that number. That's like, it's really out of this world. But you know what, guys? Let's move on to the good news. The good news is, yeah, that as you all know, it got taken off Twitter the other day. Those of you who watch my channel, you know that when the election was won by Biden, I said to you, this is the beginning of normalcy. It was going to take time, 100%. And I also did say that we're getting back to normal. Now, Trump was removed off Twitter last week. And within a week, there's been 73% drop in fake news, guys. 73% drop in fake news. It's shocking. I've always known this guy was the pipeline. He was the supply chain. Him and all of the other mushroom people around him and online, the QAnons, they removed 170 or 70,000 of them they removed. And they're still removing them as we speak. It's had a drastic effect, huge positive effect on the supply chain of fake news. So I'm glad to be sharing this with you, because the way I see it, fake news is on its way out. Slowly but surely, but it's on its way out. It shouldn't exist the way it has done in the last 4 years, over the next 4 years. For sure. I'm prepared to put, especially if they keep that idiot completely off social media. So take a look at my very last video, and I'll see you guys on the other side to say my goodbyes.
There's a new report in the Washington Post that says since then, misinformation on social media has dropped 73%.
Wow. CNN chief media correspondent Brian Stelter with us now. So the Post says, Brian, that the firm who researched this found chatter about election fraud dropped from 2.5 million mentions to 688,000. What is the takeaway here?
Yeah, and this is coming from Signal Labs, which is a pretty reliable source when it comes to how online misinformation spreads. What this data indicates is that the researchers who have said for years that Trump was a super spreader of misinformation, a super spreader of lies, that they were right. That the hundreds of Twitter employees who wrote to the CEO and said Trump should be suspended because he's doing nothing but polluting our platform, well, this suggests that they were right. It shows that when you take out in this case, a president, but a leader who is spreading all sorts of smears and misinformation, that actually does send a signal to the followers. This data indicates it really does make a difference when the leader of a big lie is removed from a platform.
Welcome back, guys. It's been fabulous sharing this 20 minutes or so with you guys. I just want to go back to the top of the show. With regards to 23 dead in Norway, it's nothing to lose sleep over. If you do have relatives who are frail, and I'll say probably between 85 and 95 maybe, who are really truly frail and are ill already, my advice is to advise them not to take it for now. It's the same advice the Norwegians are giving and the rest of the world are following. Once they saw that. So guys, listen, if you like what we do, if you like the service that we provide, if you love the fact that we're here to inform you and keep you informed, don't shut this off without hitting subscribe if you're not subscribed already, okay? And I'll see you guys on Wednesday on the next installment. Now, Wednesday's show is one to really look out for, because we're going to be dealing with white terrorism, white supremacy, and how it's affecting us here in the UK. Very serious issue right now. So make sure you subscribe so you get a notification once I upload that video. And I'll see you all soon. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.